Do another one. Every picture.
Okay, who's going to sing some Italian song before we eat?
What would you like to hear?
I
don't know the words. You can sing it, Richard. You know.
Sure. I need accordion music.
Everybody get these forms.
They're just putting a couple.
Hey, Butch, like you used to do at home, put your hands.
Isn't it kind of dangerous for her to be standing out there? Yes, and it's not bad. She doesn't travel in Europe like this. No, although she's pretty well traveled. Finally, a bunch of other people started.
That's called manja manja.
Hi, Stephen. The camera's on us.
See, they do. Remember the time when you were 7, when you didn't like wearing your clothes?
Remember when he used to play with the mashed potatoes? Sometimes they ended in his ears, but he was so cute. And I saw him naked. He used to run around without his clothes on all the time. And he used to feed the pig with his food.
It wasn't just the mashed potatoes he played with either.
We love Stephen because Stephen is one of our very favorites. Yes, he is. He always does wonderful, interesting things, and he's very quiet about it.
What's this
not like the
check
rest
I
of the
see from
class.
Stephen?
Yes. I'll bill you later, Roti. So cute. That's his beautiful sister, Rita.
I'm talking at the same time.
That's recording, so say something, Steve.
I have nothing profound to say, but I'm sure a lot of other people are.
Okay. How do you stop it? Same red
I
button.
promised I'd show them a magic trick, but the real magic is to get all my sisters to stop talking at the same time. Anyway, here, I got a couple of announcements here. Okay. For breakfast in the morning, be there.
Everybody sits on the left side.
All the family sits on the left side at the front.
What church?
St. John's.
Does that mean everybody here, Dick?
They're everybody.
Okay.
What about a brush now? Here. Please. I asked my sisters to keep quiet for a minute. The eulogy will be given by Franny. It's already prepared, and she'll be reading it.
In Spanish, right?
English, I hope.
But you have to tell them where I have to sit.
She'll be at the end of the aisle. She needs her attention here, so she'll be at the end of the aisle. Now, following the service, we'll be having a luncheon served at the parish hall. And there'll be a lot of outside guests along with our family there. Tomorrow night at dinner, it's at the Sportsman's Inn, is it? Northwest. Okay. And we have a rule for tomorrow night. Husbands and wives cannot sit next to each other. So Joanne and Bill, you're going to be busted up.
Don't take the other line.
Same thing with John and Ange here. So that's everything.
I said goody.
Whose wife am I?
Is it running now?
It's not record. Yeah, it is recording. The light is on.
Don't put your face in front of it.
How do I stop it?
Just push the button again.
You checked for the hotel first before you went to the airport?
The economy.
Did you come in with Steve what time?
Oh no, I was in yesterday. They came in today.
And you're upstairs.
We're all upstairs.
Say, Ann, say something original now.
Like what, Bill?
Something for posterity.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Something. Oh, that's great. Go ahead.
Such a lovely man.
Keep going. Come on, getting closer.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
You're my best cousin. My favorite
A lot of
cousin.
towns we went through were Democratic because they had Bush on tap.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
Hi, Mom, you idiot.
Hi, Mom.
No, your mother's behind you.
My mom?
Yeah. Who's that to your left? Is that Jean? Oh, yeah, it is.
Just remember, every time a Democrat gets in, we get into a period of inflation.
feet push.
Shall I really mess up Steve and whip this back and forth and up and down? Hey, Rich. Richard. Like this.
The best thing was push on tap.
Coco, he said he won't be vice president, but he'll take another position. Did you read that in the paper today?
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, it's in USA Today. We're during
What the hell would want for vice president?
Oh, don't fall off your broom. She getting tired?
Well, I'm sure he's got.
Well, she's being good, but she's going to get punchy, you know. In a minute. Let's see how you guys get.
You guys gonna go and sing at the karaoke?
What guys?
Hey Dave, you want me to ride with you to the airport tonight?
If you want to, yeah.
Can you handle it? You know what? I'll go with you, but I want to make sure you can handle the car, you know.
Dave, you take that to bed with you.
Hey, Richard, get a picture so I give it to Rex's husband, though. She's staying in the bars.
Look at the bowl they're all doing.
Well, you know what it is? It's my memories of her was mixing things in that bowl. And that bowl meant more to me from the meatballs and the cookies in that thing. Oh, hi, Steve, listening to all this?
Yeah, he just said, that's what I said, take a picture of the bowl. Because this
Grandma had a jewel tea bowl, and it was very much like that for deeper, and she made all her meatballs in it.
Who else is there? Dave? Kathy? Kathy?
Oh, I don't know.
Camera time. Okay, all right. Here we go. Hey, look at her start. Oh boy. Okay, let's have a big smile.
Oh no, you got me with my mouth. Put your hand
Put him in. Okay, the Shubik family next.
He's getting it on video. Oh no.
Oh, let's get Shubik. Shubik next.
There's only two of them, forget them.
You're nasty.
Shubik next. Where's Anne? Hey, Anne.
You want more pictures? She wants more pictures. Claire wants more pictures.
He's not a Shubik.
Look at her.
The ham. She wants you to take her picture, Steve. She said, I sit down.
Get on my knees for pictures.
Claire, picture! Picture, Claire! Smile! Smile!
Whoop, 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 whoop. Wait a while. Just like Grandma Rose.
Not learn that from her mother.
I'll bet. Just like Grandma Rose.
Come on, let's get this going here. Get our family.
Happens.
Here, who's that? Here, let
Happens.
Ready to go?
Oh, you
Yep.
guys in back.
You're sure. You're sure. You're the head of this group. You're in charge.
All right. Are you ready? Hold it.
Just go automatic?
You're in the middle.
I'm in the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Rub it in now. I just blinked my eye. Oh, wait, Steve is doing it all on tape. Okay, Alan. Come on. Here, take these off. Take one of every.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
My wife is late. My wife is, she's so slow.
She's still got her name tag on.
Right there. Stay there.
Now I gotta put a smile on.
One more.
Get up close.
Is there enough light in that hallway?
Okay, let's go.
See you at the pool or this afternoon or dinner or wherever.
Quite clear.
See you a little later.
Give your name tag. Bye.
You really are a loving family. Oh, there he goes, Curly. Look at Steven. Cut off, Steve. Oh, geez.
Yo, Steven. Oh, that's
God, all I there goes my nose. I can see my nose.
reminds you of the commercial?
Hi, Steve. Oh, Steve. Here we are in downtime Ishpeming.
He was sneaking up on us.
We're gonna go see Old Ish pretty soon.
You have a release for these pictures?
I want to get some postcards of Ish
Okay, I would too. That'd be great.
down the drugstore.
Okay.
Okay.
What do I look at?
Your straps in front of the camera.
Jean bought this because it was foolproof when I was still a kid. Me too, Annie. All right, look at got the nose.
Enough is enough.
Okay, yeah.
You bring your camera, Rita?
I can see now, Steve. That's Steadicam Junior.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know.
Yes, you did. You took it outside. It wasn't there. You didn't pick it up. No, you had it on the bed. And you picked it up. Where's your mushroom?
Oh, he's really enjoying it this last day or two.
How come you're not inputting sound?
I didn't know the dates. You know, I just
Inside, that tells you whether you're filming.
Did you read about this system that they have where you hook up this camera to your computer at home and you take pictures at home and it develops.
And there's Rita Roti. Hi, Rita.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, that poor woman.
That's the wrong cake. This is the right cake, you got the wrong names on it. They put you down here.
Open the card right here, standing in front of you.
On that envelope.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see what this says.
Is there a check in there?
Hold it up. There was something. Oh, we're going to talk on your birthday and anniversary. Enjoy. Happy birthday cake from Mom and Fred. Thank you, dear. I just have the stars in my eyes, but they stopped gravity got me. Thank you very much.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Bill, did you see what it says on the cake?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
That was him. No, that was her. How many years have been here?
I know.
Hold it down on the excuse me. Our photographer here is here is going to take a group picture. So please, we need the cooperation of everybody to get this done right.
All right.
What are we supposed to do?
I have made across my forehead.
I got a mirror. I got to put on some lipstick.
Everybody else getting lipstick. I know, right?
Anybody got a mirror?
Don't forget what she told you.
Wait, here's a mirror right here.
Where's the mirror?
I'm 50, not 60.
Some of us can't find our lipstick. Give us for young.
Very good.
Very nice.
What's she gonna eat?
That's wrong, though, isn't it?
Now she takes a piece.
Right, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
You think that's good?
Well,
We first really met each other in 1955.
Again,
Oh, okay.
I said, I want to go check again.
the picture is going to be taken in 2 shots. The first shot will be just the 6 of our family out here at the front entrance in about 5 minutes. Then she's going to come in here and take the group shot. So relax a bit.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Every single body. Every single body. Nobody.
That buck that got away last year.
Where's Mary?
Hey, Steve, with a dry stuck to that?
Say I'm carb loading for the trip tomorrow.
God. She eats no vegetables, no potatoes, none of my beef, none of the salad. She has 1 roll with butter and cake.
She's Roti.
No, normally she eats very well. I'm gonna have to retrain her when I get home tomorrow. Thank you.
I'm sorry. What was the joke? I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
That you never break with tradition.
That's right.
I really think you had enough.
Look at all this frosting.
Squish it through your teeth, Kathleen.
I'll regret that the rest of my life.
That's coming right after the lipstick.
I was gonna do a greatest
Look at
hits of
Claire.
the Roti family reunion.
She had more than mommy. She did. She had more than mommy. Oh, I'm so full. I don't want any more.
Get a mass duplicated.
Well, I'm going to bring the gentleman down here on the floor level.
Excuse me, girls.
Gentlemen down on the floor level.
Yeah. Okay, and you can go up top. Good. Okay. And what about us? Down 1 step is good. Move over just a little bit. Okay, and you can get a little closer to her.
Okay.
That's
Ellen's
good.
filming.
Just like
Oh you must all my hands. I think I'll make lost of place. Come back here. Come back where you belong, Dick. Come back here, brother. There you go. Would you like to be in the picture, sir? No, he's going to hold it.
Hey.
That bad. Well, this is God, it's thundering. I'm sure it is, Mary. Pretend I'm like this right.
Okay, we just need to wait for the background to clear back there.
Okay, clear the background.
Now you're out of your pose. Not even horsing.
You got told.
Group, I'm going to take a couple more. The 2 ladies on my right, can you step to your left a little bit? Okay, now the lady in the center, come to your left, just maybe an inch or 2. The lady in the back, not the lady in red. The lady in red, go to your right just a little. Now the lady here, right there.
Oh, stand
You were
back.
fine right there. Be careful.
Okay, I'll try. Bye.
Back against the wall. Put this hand in your pocket.
Oh.
This one goes like this.
Come on, Dad. Come on. Do what she said. Do what she said.
This way.
The other way. The other way. The other way.
This one goes over there.
That's so funny.
Okay.
He looks like
Now,
Daisy.
let's see. Let's take you, and you'll be over here.
Oh, how
Like
darling.
this.
That's darling. I love this.
I'll be last.
Oh, I love
You'll do what she tells you.
Okay, and
He hasn't got his hand
Oh,
in the
excuse me,
you'll
Ellen.
be ready. Just kind of hold on to your sister.
Who, me?
Yeah.
The tall one? The lady in red. The tallest one. Like this?
Lady in red.
The lady in red.
Okay, and let's put you over here.
Stick your poses, darling.
Okay, like this.
I love Dick. Okay. See, I'm a ham. I'll do it. You can't get in. You can't get in the picture. You're going to screw it up.
You be over here holding on.
Mama, are you watching this?
Shall I hide my hand or how many fingers?
I have such gorgeous hands.
You're on close-up, Mom. Show them.
Let's go. The left hand is nice, the right hand's terrible. Right hand's
Steve's going to wonder what the hell's on his tape.
I have to make a couple of little changes.
Okay.
Dick,
These
you have
two
to bend
ladies,
over.
up to here it's fine, but these two ladies, because I posed you thinking I was going to stand over there, I need you to turn out so we see you a little bit more. Okay.
You don't know.
I had him figured out when I walked in.
Roddy's not the word for it.
Downright rotten.
That's right. He's a rotten roadie. He's just rotten roadie. He's not just rowdy. He's rotten. Ellen, you're wasting all of Steven's film.
Looking this way.
Okay.
Let's do another one. The lady on the end, turn out a little bit more. Okay, good.
How's the lady in red?
The lady in red looks beautiful.
Okay, ooh, do we do ooh again? Ooh. Ooh la la.
Okay, everybody say Budweiser.
Budweiser.
And one more.
Okay.
Oh.
Very nice.
Okay. We can go inside and work on the big group.
Okay. Can we help you with anything?
That ought to be a winner.
Somebody wants.
Rose, don't forget to get her card.
No, I'm not sure. She said Claire was going to be in my lap, so.
Who's Steven? He's still over here.
Don't eat your pretty Claire.
Please, I can children. You're taller than your grandson.
Okay, and let's have you sit in the chair here.
She's too old to be a great
Thank you, my husband.
And you three just sit in the front.
Thank you, thank you.
Let's get all those ankles crossed out
On the
front.
floor, the kids get on the floor because nobody else can get up.
Lower down.
Oh, yes. All right. No, we have plenty of people left too.
Two.
The other half didn't hear you.
We can slide over.
Oh, well, can I have the other
Ellen, get back here.
Right down. Right down.
Four, right here.
They look like something from Family Feud, the game
Where's your bar? You don't have your bar in your mouth. Open up. Open up.
I think I am going to have you.
Where's your bar right there?
Me?
That's all I know. Lower. Put your legs out.
Just do this. Be real cute.
So that you two can.
Hey, John, you don't get in a picture.
I'm an outsider.
This is all one group here.
If you want some lips for your lips. Okay, you want a jacket or something? I'll come back. Come over here, Claire.
And you're with this group.
We got around.
That's why I was
Ellen, how am I supposed to do this? Oh, that looks good, yeah. I like that.
Just don't lose your spot.
That looks very good. But she'll cut off your leg and photograph, but outside of that. Hey, what's a leg? Now, what is it?
Move over.
You're right, okay.
I can slide down.
Sit down.
Where's the group?
Three. Here we're 68. Ange is 69.
I'm
Stella
70. I'm 70.
And damn proud of it. And look great.
It
does look great.
I said real preview.
I am.
Okay, real
That's
preview.
in January.
Sounds like my mother.
Happy birthday. Stella 71. Stella, one object.
I was born in
And Mary's
1920.
Mary's 73.
How the hell did that make Sanchez 70?
He didn't bring his calculator.
No, the point here is that we are the older generation now. And frankly, it's about time for the middle generation and the younger generation to start taking hold and start keeping the family together. So you're facing some of the responsibilities now that others have carried in the past. So we're handing over the reins to a lot of you younger people. Now, one of the things we want to do tonight is go around the table, and we'd like everybody to tell a little story, very short, something perhaps funny, perhaps serious, about one of the family. It can be yourself, or Mrs. Roti, or anyone in the family. So we'll start here with...
Down there.
No, down there. No, down there.
Here, Mary said she will start.
Okay.
Everybody be quiet.
Down Superior Street when we were all little tots and all the way up, and the Anderson family lived next door to us. There were two girls called Margaret and Marie. And then they had uncles and aunts, Tug Cooney and Tom Cooney and Tom Drunks. But Margaret and Marie...
Is that the one that used to piss out the bedroom window?
It's true.
Getting this on tape.
Anyway, Margaret and Marie used to want to, they'd buy these little round records that were 45 RPMs. And my dad had bought a hi-fi, so they would come over with their records and to smoke a cigarette. They didn't want their mother to see. And we were always told to stay outside and play. And one day I came in the house because I had to go to the bathroom. And there was my mother with a cigarette like this.
Vicky!
When I reminded her of that years later, she said, I did not.
Jeannie, you got the ball.
Oh. Well, when Fran got married, we allowed her and Don to move into Ghani. Pete and I were already married and had 2 little children. Mike was maybe about 5 years old, and he was getting a Lionel train set for Christmas from Santa Claus. Now, of course, he was big enough for that, so his father put up the great big 4x8 sheet and the tracks and all this and that. Christmas morning, Don ran over. Fran called several times, because Don and Pete were running the train. And our little Mike was just at the corner of the table looking. Don't put your fingers on the track. We finally got him to leave, and the kid got to press a button. Then we chased him out of the Ghani.
Well, I'm not privileged to be a member of the Roti family by blood, but I don't know how many of you knew Grandpa Jim, but it was 1972 when we were first engaged. We went over to meet. I had to get the approval to do it. And, at the time, it was 1972. I had shoulder-length hair, and we walked in, and we walked in. Grandpa was in his chair, and Lois said, "I'd like you to meet my fiance, John." He stood up, and we looked at him from top to bottom. He said, "Get a haircut."
One comment here, because John didn't finish the story. You took him out and showed him St. Rocco's picture in his other room, and you said Jesus had a long beard and he did too.
That's right. All right, Mike.
I'm going to have to pass.
I don't know anybody here.
About your mother and
father. Tell us
Your father, your mother, your sister, come on. All right, Mike, we'll give you 5 minutes and we'll come back to you. Okay, Gene.
We didn't talk about your grandmother. I'll let you.
I really don't have any real memories or anything to tell anybody, but I think back to some of the fond memories I had coming up here to Ishpeming and Superior Street, and my cousin here who was very close to us. But probably one of the fondest things that I remember was Rose and Dave's wedding, when they got married. And I'll never forget Dave on the clothesline with clothespins. I still have those pictures.
I don't remember that.
You forgot about the one where he's in the playhouse.
Joanne's Playhouse.
And Rose, I set that up.
Yeah, the Rose. I got one of those.
Yeah.
I got one.
And he's still there.
That was one of my great memories of
I appreciate that, Tina. Okay, Joe.
Well, for me, there are a lot of memories because I spent a lot of time on Superior Street as a small child. And I think it has to start with smells. Bell-snap floor soap, home olive soap in the bathtub with the claw feet, the smell of green pepper and onion and olive oil, eating cherries under the big tree in the front yard, riding the running board on Pa's car from the front of the driveway to the back, and just so many wonderful things that they gave me that I grew up with that I feel very privileged to have because a lot of other people I know never had this good luck. But the funniest story about Grammy, some of you have heard, we all know she was a housekeeper, a consummate housekeeper. This was her thing she was very famous for besides cooking. So when Grammy would come to visit, we didn't just clean. We tore off the shelf paper, we scrubbed the shelves, we cleaned the carpeting, we did our ironing, we did our mending, we cleaned our draperies, we shined and polished our children. Our husbands would quake in fear because Grammy Roti was coming to paint the bedroom or paint the dining room or something. And one day she came to California, and when she came to my home, I was so proud because I had all the tiny children, and I worked hard getting everything done for her so she could be a guest in my home. So she came in, and she put down her bag, and the first thing she said was, "I'll do your ironing. Let's do some ironing." And I said, "Why, Grammy, all my ironing is done." And she says, "How's the carpet? Do we need to clean the carpet?" I said, "Grammy, the carpet's all clean." And she said, "Well then, how about I mend? You go ahead and I'll mend your clothes." I said, "Grammy, the buttons are all on and everything's fine. You can sit down and be a guest." Well, she sat there and she looked very despondent and morose and seemed out of sorts, and it was time for me to go to kindergarten and pick up my daughter Susan. So I left. The school was right down the street. Took me about 5 or 6 minutes. Well, maybe 10 or 12 minutes. When I got home, she had done the only thing I hadn't thought of. She went around my house and took down all my window shades and unrolled them on the floor and was scrubbing both sides of my window shades.
Sounds like Stella was here.
I won't say it.
Okay, Harry.
No, I'm going to pass right now. I'll think
All
of
right,
something.
we'll come back to you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Next.
Next.
Who's next?
Well, I have 2 stories, but I'll take the one. Okay. We all had our little jobs. We were, what do I say? Young children, us girls. And we all had our jobs in the kitchen. One washed the dishes, one wiped, one put them away. So this particular day, it was my turn to put away dishes. And we had a pantry off the kitchen. And in the pantry, where we kept all our dishes and everything, there was a trapdoor that led to a basement that was just, a height that you could just get here. And my father had his wine cave down there. And he would go down there with the trap, you had to shut the pantry door, open the trap door, and then you'd go down these wooden steps and you worked your, whatever you were doing down there. Well, I'm with a whole armful of pots and pans. And I opened the door and boom, down I went. Down I went, all the bing, bang, bong, bong, bong. And Stella likes to say that I ended up with a strain, a big strain on my head.
We were screaming her head off, and we looked down there, she's sitting there with the strainer outside.
Next to the wine cave.
Okay, Stella.
Well, I got a bad one.
Only nice ones. Only nice ones.
I got a bad one. 10 years old, okay? The long underwear. With the trapdoor. Okay. Well, you had to wear it spring, winter, almost into summer. I mean, June you were maybe allowed to take it off. Well, anyway, I evidently ate something I wasn't supposed to eat. And like all little kids, like you can forgive her. But I had an accident. Now, 10 years old. And if you knew Mama, at that time we had a bathroom where they had a closet and they made the little toilet. That was all that was in there out of the closet. That was a little spare bedroom. Okay. So I hightailed it in there and I spent 20 minutes trying to, just erase all signs of what had happened. And there was no way you could do it. Finally, I hear Mama coming in, and she's
getting madder and madder because I was still in the bathroom with the door locked. I didn't know what to do. Finally, I open the door and I run out and I run behind the kitchen stove. And I'm there with the underwear on behind the kitchen stove, trying to hide because she knew where I was. I won't tell you what happened. I always remember that. And when my neighbor came next, Anderson, when the Anderson girls happened to come over just then while I was behind the stove. Yeah. And Mom was telling her, you know, this terrible thing I did. That was my experience.
Okay.
Poor baby. My turn. I had a little bit of a hard time thinking of something, but this is pretty much, this is vintage Victoria Roti. And I think the grandchildren, I'm a great-grandchild, but I think all the grandchildren who aren't married yet can relate to this one. On one of my visits when Victoria was living at the hospital in Long Beach, she, of course, in her stories about how it was so hard and she worked so hard and we didn't have the modern conveniences and I washed the clothes by hands and the dishes and I had 6 children and work. This is what we did. And I'm admiring my great-grandmother and her wonderful virtues and, oh, Grammy, you're so great, you're so wonderful. Gene with 6 kids, how'd you ever do it? And, oh, Grammy, I'm going to be, you know, jokingly, I'm going to be just like you and have 6 kids when I get, you know, have kids. For God's sakes, get yourself married first. Always one step ahead of you. Always.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But that's my story from a great-granddaughter's point of view.
That's good. John, you got the ball.
I don't have any good stories. All I know is when we used to beg her to come see us and we'd pick her up at the train or something and before she'd get in the car and she'd say, I'm leaving tomorrow.
And when you ask her, well, how come? She just walks in the door. So you got the airplane, you take her off the plane, you bring her home in the car. Just got her in the door and she'll say, I got to leave Wednesday. Yeah. You say, Mom, what for? She'll say, well, I got to go wash my drapes. Pay my electric bill. Pay her electric bill. That was it, John.
It was 1963. I was 16 years old and I was allowed to take my first trip out of state by myself.
Oh, you rock.
I'm not telling that part of it. I went on a Greyhound bus across country all alone. I can't believe my mother let me do that. But I think they passed me from one bus driver to the other. But I ended up at Lake Tahoe camping with my Uncle Dick and his family. And I had never had a date, and while we were there, he fixed me up on my first date with a lifeguard. He wouldn't do that. I have a feeling he paid to take me and paid for the date. But it was a wonderful time, and he was a nice kid, and I'll always remember that.
So much for Italian uncle. Sounds more like a Dutch uncle.
Hey. Well, you know, you hear a lot of mother-in-law jokes over the years. But I don't have any. Because my mother-in-law was great. And no man could have a better mother-in-law. And I would love to, I just couldn't wait till she came and visited us because the first thing she did was make a 4-layered chocolate cake. And all those goodies. And then at the cocktail hour, she would say, Dave, make me a martini. But a weak one. How do you make a weak martini? She was great.
According to Dave, there is no weak martini.
I want to say that the other thing I thought about saying was to also just to comment on what nice memories I have of visits with some of my cousins. I wasn't fortunate enough to see a lot of my West Coast cousins being too far away, but I got to spend a lot of time with Paula and Michael. And some time with Jean and Carlene. And I have a lot of fond memories of going to Wheaton and doing holidays and just, again, as Joanne said, smells and sights that flash. Uncle John's cigars, of course. We miss those. And I have flashes of visits to Pennsylvania, playing concentration cards with Pep in the backyard and going on the tram through the mountains and things. But the little story I want to tell is just kind of a funny family story. And we have many of these, as you probably all do, but this took place not too many years ago. We were all grown up, so to speak, and we were in Dallas, at Mom and Dad's house when they lived in Dallas. And I was there visiting from Oklahoma. I lived in Oklahoma at the time. And Maureen came to do her laundry. And she's doing her laundry. The laundry room was just like a little, closet laundry room off the kitchen with louver doors. She's got the louver door shut, and she's doing her laundry. And I'm home, and Daddy's somewhere. Mom's kind of gone somewhere. And she goes to check on her laundry, and she comes out, and she kind of closes the door, and she says, Kath, I'm having a little trouble with the laundry. It's kind of, I think I put too much soap in. So I said, well, that's okay, we can fix it. So I go and I open the louver door, and there is soap coming out of the washing machine. And it's kind of like all over the place. I'm like, Maureen, I'm sorry, this is out of my range. We're going to have to tell somebody. No, we can't tell them, we can't tell them. We'll tell Daddy. We can't tell Mom. We'll tell Daddy. It'll be okay. So we go to Dad, and it's like, Dad, we have a little trouble with the washing machine. Of course, it's going this whole time. Reedy put too many suds in it. Oh, he says, no problem. We'll go check, and we open the door. The suds are coming out of the room. Anyway, we managed to, the three of us, conspiracy, get it all cleaned up and fixed and spotless before Mom came home, so we didn't have to tell Rose.
Claire going to talk?
No,
Claire.
Ellen, she's beyond now.
Well, I was going to tell you about the time. Stand up. I was going to tell you about the time that Mom left her keys in the car with the car running. But I don't want to get in trouble, so until I think of another one, I'm going to pass. But I want to ask a question about who really owned the dress. I want to hear the real story of what happened to the dress.
What dress?
What dress? The dress you guys, someone borrowed from someone else. I want to hear the real story in front of everybody else.
Wait your turn to finish your story.
And then when I hear everybody else's, I'll tell mine.
Well, I was trying to think of Grammy stories to tell him. The one that really came to mind was, I guess my parents had gone off on a trip for about 2 weeks, and we must have been I was maybe 10 and Stephen was maybe 14. Oh boy. And they had brought Grammy in to sort of babysit. The combination of our three personalities didn't go over too well. We were kind of used to always having our way, and Grammy was certainly in no position to put up with that. So we had a lot of disagreements about food in particular. I remember this being a big issue. So by the time that my parents finally came back, all three of us had these long lists of grievances, and none of us was talking to one another. We wouldn't talk to each other, we'd only talk to my mom and dad. Well, and then she did. Oh, and then she did.
To add to that, we walked in the door, and there's all three with their list.
Oh,
we passed you. Yeah, we did pass.
We have to bring back Steve. We'll get back to him.
Okay, next.
I'm going to have to pass. I don't know a story. I'll try to think of one. She doesn't tell me.
Make one up.
Oh, I could make one up.
This is one of your own experiences, or
with your mother,
in your family,
or maybe your uncle.
First boyfriend.
Think of one.
Think of it.
No.
We'll come back.
Think about something nasty about your brother.
Something you weren't supposed to tell your mom and dad that your brother did. Now you're finally.
Okay, we'll come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Bill.
Well, I didn't know Victoria all that well, but the little bit I did get to know of Victoria was pretty dramatic, to say the least. You all know that you couldn't walk in the house without being accosted with, what do you want to eat? And it doesn't matter, because whatever it was she had, you were going to eat it. And you didn't stop where you wanted to stop, you stopped where she wanted you to stop. And of course, you couldn't be finished and you couldn't be full until your plate was empty. but it seemed to me that the plate was never empty. This is from somewhere this stuff magically reappeared. You turn your back for a second and there'd be more food on it. I have a whistle for somebody. I forget who I promised to get it engraved for. I just recently found it again. It had to do with a rape whistle, because your mother was very frightened of California and she was afraid she might get raped. So we bought her, Johanna and I, a little whistle so she could blow it if somebody tried to accost her.
And she loved it, and she showed it to everybody.
Absolutely, yes. Oh, and if you have a chance, you might ask Johanna about brick termites.
We found Joanne. We found the whistle in one of her empty purses in the closet.
There's two of them then.
Yeah, and there was one in the desk drawer.
I think that's probably Stella and Mary's story. Or
Can't
Stella
hear
and
you.
Angela's
What?
story.
What?
That's another story. Oh, this part is not funny, but it's just a memory that I have of Mimi that has always remained very, very strong in my mind. And I think just tells us something about her character a little bit. But I was a little girl, and I don't remember what age I was, but she wanted me to go with her. She had to go pay a bill. And I remember walking with her from the house and her holding my hand, and I even remember passing the fire station on the way. And we went to the coal company, this very drab little office, unpainted wood, everything, nothing on the floor, and her going up to the counter, and she said, "I'm Mrs. Roti, and I want to pay something on my bill." And they said, "Well, what do you want to pay?" And she said, "Well, I can only pay you 50 cents because I have to pay my children's tuition at the Catholic school." And I have never, never, never forgotten that, you know. Anyway, on the funny part of it, when Maureen and Kathy and Davis were young, Dave and I got a company trip to Europe, and we asked Mimi if she would come and stay. We were going to be gone 10 days. Maureen was 3 years old. The first two children, you know, you try and toilet train and do everything real fast because you're trying to beat the other neighbor's kids and everything. Well, by the time we got to Maureen, we thought, oh, I don't care how long she's going to be in diapers. So Mama came and was horrified that Maureen was 3 and was still in diapers. But she said, don't worry about it, just go, just go, just go. So we came back after our 10-day trip. And there's Maureen in training pants, not a diaper to be seen. And Dave and I said, oh my God, how did you do that? She said, I just told her she couldn't do it. She scared the hell out of her.
She did. It was on that same trip that my brother and sister, as a joke, brought me in the kitchen and opened the refrigerator and stuck my finger next to the rubber and shut my hand in the refrigerator door and left. And I screamed and cried, and of course we called her Mimi, came in the kitchen and just spanked me until I almost died. I will never forget that. No, it was not
I have absolutely no recollection of this. And Maureen remembers many things the rest of us don't. She's the memory of the family.
I'm not really going to tell a story, but I want to propose a toast to my. Oh, I can't do this. I'm going to cry. Maybe we should tell a story.
No, we need a toast like everybody else.
Go ahead. Get it over with. Just do
what you
it.
feel like doing.
Okay. Quick.
This is from. No, I can't, because then I can't talk. This is a verse that I love. It's from Romeo and Juliet. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I'll do it later. And then they're going to tease me next time we get together. They're going to say,
That's our next story.
A piece of work.
Maureen, you can stay with the dog. Thank you. I'm probably going to.
Well, I haven't been with this family quite as long as most of the rest of the people in this room, but I don't know, one of my memories comes from my mother about Grammy Roti, and she wasn't in her company that often, a few times, and in California one Christmas, but she never failed to comment afterwards. My mother did, that when Grammy Roti was around, she just felt like Grammy Roti took her under her wing and took care of her. Oh, if it was an afternoon or an evening or whatever.
that Grammy Roti just was right there and looking after her. And, she always really liked it, and it just kind of came back to me. I remember her saying that. But, and I'm sure my most favorite memories are going to be of this weekend.
Well, I don't know. I don't think anything funny, but I was about 6.5, 7 years old when we left Ishpeming, and my earliest memories are probably around 4 years old, 3 years old, or something like that. And some of the memories that pop in, and I've been here, I guess, 4 or 5 times since we left back in '52, and I got these images that pop in, especially when I come back here. And some of the images are of Grammy, I think, helping toilet train me up in the upper bathroom.
With the lookout.
I think of Grammy, I think of orange and olive salad. It's just something that stays with me all the time. And I can remember another early image here of Uncle Dick and Aunt Dorothy and Joanne and I in an open convertible. I think driving towards Nagani or Marquette singing "Row, row, row your boat." I mean, these are things that you just remember. I don't remember too much. And I can actually remember Grandpa, throwing orange peelings out in the garden out in back. We must have had a holiday or something, and I remember that.
To get the big worms.
Yeah.
It would make worms.
And I guess some of my later recollections, when I was probably in my 9 or 10 years old, Dorothy and Dick moved to California shortly after us. And I remember we went over to their apartment one time, and Dick introduced all of us to milkshakes or sodas made of ginger ale and chocolate ice cream. And that was very unusual. I'm not sure if it was Michigan or in California where I was very sick for several days, and Uncle Dick came by to see me and bring my spirits up, and I'm sitting there all like a wet rag, and he says hi, and he whips out 2 squirt guns and proceeds to throw me with them.